The Nephilim didn't die in the flood. Here's how they lived on. Amidst the swirling currents of time and the whispers of ancient lore, we find stories that captivate our imagination and stir our spirits. These tales, though buried beneath the sands of ages past, resonate with a timeless allure, inviting us to explore deeper truths hidden within. As we embark on this journey together, we delve into a realm where myth and history intertwine, where giants once roamed the earth, and the mysteries of the divine unfold like a tapestry before us. Picture a world long before our own, a time when the earth was young and the heavens seemed closer. In this ancient epoch, legends speak of the Nephilim, enigmatic giants who walked the lands before the great Deluge. Their presence, often shrouded in mystery, beckons us to look beyond the surface of mere folklore and seek the underlying truths they may reveal. These giants, larger than life in both stature and significance, challenge our understanding of the past and beckon us to consider their role in the grand tapestry of existence. As we unravel the threads of this narrative, we find ourselves drawn into a story of survival, grace, and divine intervention. It's a tale that speaks not only of physical giants, but of spiritual giants within us all, of resilience in the face of overwhelming odds and the enduring spirit of humanity. Together, we will explore how these ancient beings, woven into the fabric of biblical lore, shed light on our own journey through the storms of life. In embracing the giants of old, we discover reflections of our own struggles and triumphs. Their legacy, etched in the annals of time, offers us insights into our own hearts and souls. As we stand at the threshold of this exploration, let us open our minds and spirits to the lessons that lie ahead, allowing the echoes of the ancients to guide us through the stormy seas of our own stories. Number 1. Echoes of the Ancients. Understanding the Nephilim before the flood. In the quiet whispers of ancient times, the Nephilim stood as enigmatic figures shrouded in mystery and awe. As we delve into understanding who these giants were, it's essential to journey back to the early chapters of Genesis, where their story began. The Nephilim are mentioned in Genesis 6:4. The Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of God went to the daughters of humans and had children by them. They were the heroes of old, men of renown. This passage introduces us to a world before the Deluge, a time when the earth was filled with beings of extraordinary stature and strength. The term Nephilim has sparked much debate and fascination. Some interpretations suggest they were the offspring of divine beings and human women, a concept that challenges our understanding of the natural and the supernatural. They symbolize a convergence of heaven and earth, embodying a narrative that transcends the ordinary. These giants were not just physical colossi, they were seen as mighty figures, perhaps even rulers or warriors, whose presence left an indelible mark on human history. As we reflect on the Nephilim, we are reminded of the vastness of creation and the mysteries that lie beyond our comprehension. Their existence prompts us to consider the ways in which the divine interacts with the human realm. The Nephilim can be viewed as a metaphor for the extraordinary potential within us, urging us to recognize the giants that dwell in our own spirit. In a world increasingly focused on the tangible, the story of the Nephilim invites us to embrace the spiritual dimensions of our existence. Their narrative is a call to explore the depths of our faith, to understand that there is more to life than what meets the eye. The echoes of the ancients resonate within us, challenging us to acknowledge the divine whispers that guide our journey. As we continue to explore their place in pre-flood history, let us remember that the Nephilim, with all their mystery and might, serve as a reminder of God's grandeur and the complexity of His creation. They remind us that even in the face of uncertainty and the unknown, there is a divine plan at work, one that we are invited to be a part of with faith and humility. Number 2, the Divine Whisper, a biblical narrative of survival and grace. In the midst of a world teetering on the brink of destruction, there exists a profound narrative of survival and grace that echoes through the ages. The story of Noah and the Ark stands as a testament to divine intervention and the enduring spirit of humanity. It is here that we find ourselves drawn into the quiet yet powerful whisper of the divine, guiding those chosen to persevere through the chaos of the flood. The Bible recounts, "But Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord." Genesis 6:8. These words capture a moment of profound grace, where amidst widespread corruption and violence, Noah's righteousness shone brightly. It wasn't just about survival. It was about being part of a divine plan, a narrative woven by God Himself. Noah's story is one of unwavering faith, a belief in a promise whispered by a God who saw beyond the immediate chaos to a time of renewal. Imagine the daunting task set before Noah, constructing an ark of immense proportions, a vessel of salvation. It was a task that required not only physical strength, but also spiritual steadfastness. As the rain began to fall and the waters rose, the ark became a symbol of hope amid despair, a floating testament to God's mercy. In this narrative, we see the intersection of divine command and human action, a collaboration that saved life itself. In this story, we also find God's promise woven into the fabric of the tale. Genesis 9:11 assures us, "I establish my covenant with you. Never again will all life be destroyed by the waters of a flood. Never again will there be a flood to destroy the earth." This covenant stands as a beacon of hope, reminding us that God's grace is a constant even when the storm clouds gather. The narrative of Noah and the ark extends beyond the physical survival of a family and the preservation of species. It speaks to the survival of faith and the grace that envelops those who trust in God's wisdom. The ark was not merely a vessel, it was a sanctuary of belief, a place where the divine whisper could be heard amidst the tumultuous waves. As we journey through this biblical tale, it is essential to reflect on the spiritual lessons it imparts. The story invites us to listen for the still small voice of the divine in our own lives, to recognize that grace often comes in unexpected forms. It challenges us to build our own arcs of faith, to trust in God's guidance when the path ahead seems uncertain. In a world that often seems adrift, Noah's narrative reminds us of the enduring power of divine grace and the strength found in faith. It calls us to rise above the waters of doubt and fear, embracing the whispers of the divine that guide us toward hope and renewal. Number 3. Between heaven and earth, the giant's role in God's plan. As we delve deeper into the mystical narrative of the Nephilim, we find ourselves pondering their unique role within the divine tapestry of creation. These giants, often seen as enigmatic and formidable, may have had a purpose that transcends mere physical presence. The scriptures hint at a world where the boundaries between the celestial and terrestrial were not so rigid, and the Nephilim stood at this intersection, embodying both the grandeur and the complexity of God's plan. In Genesis 6:4 we read, "The Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterward when the sons of God went to the daughters of humans and had children by them. They were the heroes of old, men of renown." This passage suggests that the Nephilim were not only beings of immense stature but also of significant influence and reputation. Could it be that their presence was meant to challenge humanity, to test the resilience and faith of God's creation? The giants might have served as a living reminder of the awe and wonder of God's creation, a call to humility and reflection on our place within the universe. As beings that straddled the line between the divine and the earthly, they could have been a symbol of the potential for greatness and the responsibility it entails. Their existence prompts us to consider the ways in which strength and power should be wielded with wisdom and compassion, aligning with the greater good rather than personal ambition. Moreover, the Nephilim's presence before the flood adds a layer of urgency to the narrative of salvation. Their role might have been to underscore the need for divine intervention and grace. In a world where human beings were increasingly turning away from God's path, the giants' dominance could have highlighted the consequences of straying too far from divine guidance. Reflecting on this, we are reminded of Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your paths straight. The Nephilim, in their might and mystery, serve as a testament to the importance of faith and trust in the divine plan, even when it is beyond our comprehension. In contemplating the role of these giants, we are invited to explore our own place between heaven and earth. Just as the Nephilim were part of a larger story, so too are we. It is a reminder that every being, regardless of size or strength, has a role to play in the unfolding drama of creation. We are called to seek our path with humility, guided by the light of faith, and to acknowledge that, like the Nephilim, we are part of something greater than ourselves. Number 4. The Ark of Mystery. Unfurling the secrets of salvation. The story of the Ark is one shrouded in mystery and divine purpose. It stands as a symbol of hope and salvation amidst the chaos of the flood. In the biblical narrative, God instructs Noah to build an ark as a refuge for his family and a remnant of all living creatures. This vessel, crafted with precise dimensions and care, represents more than just a physical means of survival. It embodies the promise of redemption and the unwavering faith required to trust in God's plan. Consider the immense task placed upon Noah's shoulders. Genesis 6:14-16 outlines the detailed specifications for the ark's construction, emphasizing the importance of obedience and meticulous attention to God's instruction. The ark becomes a testament to Noah's faithfulness and God's grace, an enduring covenant between the divine and humankind. As the flood waters rise, the ark floats above the turmoil, a beacon of divine protection. It reminds us that even in the face of overwhelming odds, there is a sanctuary for those who seek it. The ark's preservation through the deluge is echoed in 1 Peter 3:20-21, which likens the salvation experienced by Noah and his family to the salvation offered through baptism. Just as the waters of the flood cleanse the world, so too does the act of baptism cleanse and renew the spirit. In reflecting on the ark, we are led to ponder the mysteries of our own salvation. How often do we find ourselves adrift in the storms of life, seeking refuge and guidance? The ark is a call to faith, a reminder that even in our darkest moments, there is a path to safety, a divine plan unfolding beyond our understanding. The ark's legacy extends beyond its physical form, inspiring us to build our own vessels of faith. Hebrews 11:7 commends Noah for his righteousness and reverent fear, urging us to cultivate the same devotion and trust in our own spiritual journeys. As we unfurl the secrets of salvation, we are invited to step into the unknown with courage, knowing that we are not alone in the waters. Ultimately, the Ark of Mystery teaches us that salvation is both a gift and a journey. It is an invitation to walk with God, to trust in His promises, and to rise above the storms that threaten to consume us. As we embrace the lessons of the Ark, we are reminded that the journey of faith is one of discovery, resilience, and divine companionship. Number 5. Giants in chaos. How strength and spirit endured the deluge. In the midst of the great flood, the world was plunged into chaos and uncertainty. The Nephilim, often depicted as giants of great strength and renown, were not immune to the turmoil that engulfed the earth. Yet it's intriguing to consider how their strength and spirit might have endured such a cataclysmic event. The story of the flood in Genesis speaks volumes about the overwhelming nature of the deluge. The waters prevailed and increased greatly on the earth, and the ark floated on the face of the waters. Genesis, for the Nephilim, whose might was legendary, The flood was a force that even their formidable strength could not withstand. Yet their legacy endures, suggesting that their spirit and influence transcended the physical devastation. In these stories, strength is not merely physical. It encompasses resilience, a determination to endure, and an unwavering spirit even when the world is turned upside down. The Nephilim, though often seen as beings of power, also symbolize the struggle of humanity to find a foothold amidst overwhelming odds. The flood serves as a metaphor for the trials we face in life. Just as the Nephilim confronted the literal rising waters, we too encounter metaphorical floods, times of chaos and uncertainty. It is in these moments that our true strength and spirit are tested. As Psalm 46:1-3 reminds us, God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore we will not fear, though the earth gives way, though the mountains be moved into the heart of the sea. The enduring legacy of the giants may lie in their symbolic representation of human resilience. They remind us that even when our physical strength fails, the spirit can rise above the chaos. In the face of life's deluges, we are called to tap into that inner strength, to connect with the divine source of power and grace that holds us firm. By reflecting on the Nephilim, we can find parallels in our own lives. How do we harness our inner giants to endure the chaos we face? How do we draw upon our spirit, our faith, and our community to rise above the waters that threaten to overwhelm us? As we contemplate these questions, let us remember that the true measure of strength is not in the ability to avoid life's storms, but in the capacity to withstand them with grace and hope. Number 6. Faith amidst the waves, spiritual lessons from the Nephilim. As we delve into the swirling depths of history and scripture, the story of the Nephilim emerges not merely as an ancient tale, but as a vessel carrying profound spiritual truths. The Nephilim, often shrouded in mystery and awe, were beings of great stature and strength, yet their narrative offers more than just the image of giants roaming the earth. It invites us to explore the depths of faith amidst life's turbulent waters. The era of the Nephilim was marked by chaos and corruption, a time when the world teetered on the brink of divine judgment. Yet amid this chaos, there was also a whisper of hope and redemption. Consider the story of Noah, the man who found favor in God's eyes. Genesis. His faithfulness amidst a sea of corruption highlights a key lesson. Even when surrounded by overwhelming challenges, steadfast faith can guide us safely through the storm. The giants, with their immense power, remind us of the potential within each of us. Yet their downfall also serves as a cautionary tale about the perils of hubris and the importance of humility. As Proverbs 16:18 warns, pride goes before destruction, a haughty spirit before a fall. The Nephilim story encourages us to balance our inner strength with humility, recognizing that true greatness is found not in physical might, but in a heart aligned with divine purpose. In the narrative arc of the flood, faith becomes the anchor amidst the waves. Noah's unwavering belief in God's promise illustrates how faith can provide direction and hope even in the most daunting circumstances. Hebrews 11:7 reflects on this, saying, "By faith Noah, being warned of God of things not seen as yet, moved with fear, prepared an ark to the saving of his house." Here we see faith as an active force, prompting action and perseverance in the face of the unknown. Moreover, the story of the Nephilim and the flood invites us to reflect on the transformative power of grace. Though the floodwaters brought destruction, they also paved the way for renewal and a fresh start. Similarly, in our own lives, periods of trial and upheaval can lead to spiritual rejuvenation if we remain anchored in faith and open to the lessons they bring. In essence, the story of the Nephilim and the flood is not just about giants and survival. It's a testament to the enduring power of faith. It calls us to rise above our fears and challenges, to trust in the unseen, and to embrace the divine potential within. As we navigate our own storms, may we find inspiration in their story, allowing their legacy to illuminate our path and strengthen our journey of faith. Number 7. The legacy of the Colossal. What the giants teach us today. As we delve into the legacy of the Nephilim, these colossal figures from ancient times, we find that their presence is more than just a myth or a historical curiosity. They leave us with profound lessons about strength, resilience. The Nephilim, often portrayed as giants among men, symbolize the extraordinary challenges we face in life. The towering obstacles that seem insurmountable, yet are conquerable through faith and perseverance. In the face of adversity, the story of the Nephilim teaches us to lean on our spiritual strength. The giants remind us that physical might is not the ultimate form of power. Instead, true strength comes from aligning ourselves with a higher purpose and understanding the role we play in the grand tapestry of existence. As it says in 2 Corinthians 12:9, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." This verse reassures us that even in our moments of weakness we are not alone. The giants also serve as a reminder of humility. Despite their stature and strength, they perished in the flood, a testament to the idea that no one is invincible. It is a call to stay grounded and remember that our time on earth is fleeting. Ecclesiastes 3:20 tells us, "All go to the same place, all come from dust, and to dust all return." Embracing this reality encourages us to live purposefully and with compassion. Moreover, the legacy of the giants encourages us to reflect on our spiritual journey. They challenge us to examine how we can rise above our limitations and fears, much like David did when he faced Goliath. In 1 Samuel 17:45, David declares, "You come to me with a sword and with a spear and with a javelin, but I come to you in the name of the Lord of hosts." David's victory demonstrates that faith and courage can overcome even the most daunting giants. In today's world, we may not face literal giants, but we encounter metaphorical ones every day, be it personal struggles, societal issues, or global crises. The giants of old teach us that with faith, perseverance, and humility, we can face these challenges head-on. They inspire us to cultivate inner strength and to trust in the divine plan, knowing that every trial is an opportunity for growth and transformation. As we reflect on the legacy of the Nephilim, let us carry forward their lessons, embracing the giants within us and striving to leave a legacy of courage, faith, and love for future generations. Conclusion: embracing our inner giants, rising above the storm with strength and grace. As we journey through the tales of ancient giants and the mighty Nephilim, we are invited to reflect on the deeper truths these narratives hold for our own lives. The stories of giants amidst the Deluge serve as powerful metaphors for the challenges and storms we face today. They remind us that within each of us lies the potential for great strength and resilience, a reflection of the divine spark that guides us through life's tumultuous waters. The giants, often seen as formidable and awe-inspiring, symbolize the extraordinary capabilities within us. They call us to rise above our fears and limitations, to embrace our unique gifts and purpose with courage and grace. As we navigate our personal storms, we are encouraged to tap into our inner strength, much like the giants who stood firm in the face of overwhelming odds. The biblical narrative offers us profound spiritual insights. In Isaiah 41:10, we find reassurance. "Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." This verse reminds us that we are never alone in our struggles. With faith as our anchor, we can weather any storm and emerge stronger. Furthermore, the story of Noah's Ark is a testament to divine grace and salvation. Just as Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord, Genesis 6:8, We too are recipients of God's unending grace. In times of uncertainty, we are called to trust in His plan and open our hearts to the lessons and growth that come from each trial. As we conclude this exploration of giants and their legacy, let us carry forward their lessons of strength, resilience. Let us rise above our own storms with the confidence that we are supported by a higher power and that we possess the inner giants capable of transforming adversity into opportunity. Philippians 4:13 echoes this sentiment beautifully. I can do all things through Christ, who strengthens me. With this assurance, may we embrace our inner giants and step boldly into the future, ready to face whatever challenges lie ahead with unwavering strength and grace.